That's the doorbell at Jimmy's house. Now, when you come to my house, my doorbell sounds like this.
Radio United.
Hey, we are here, and I am bringing the volume down on the track. What's up, Glenn?
Buenos dias.
I had a little anticipation when I didn't hear you right away. I was like, oh no. Yeah, for anyone, we've been having technical difficulties. We just fixed them right now before the show. That's why we're like 10 or 11 minutes later than our usual 10 or 11 minutes late. So happy 420.
There you go. you should just change the start time. It's fucking 420.
There you go. I mean, we're doing the same thing we'd be doing either way.
Close.
So yeah, just for anybody who doesn't know, I had my non-objective opinion was supposed to be last week, or actually last Saturday, and we started the first 10 or 15 minutes of it, and then everything went to shit, and we had to end the show. Technically speaking, went to shit. The show was awesome. So we're gonna reschedule for this coming up Monday. And I'm going to be recording it, so if it doesn't, which I should do this all the time, I'm just stupid. So I'm going to be recording it, so if something happens, we'll just keep doing the show, and y'all won't hear it live, but hopefully everything will be smooth. It'll be live. You can come in the chat, ask questions, and all that. Speaking of the chat, boom, what's up, celeb?
Oh, yeah.
He said, oh, yeah. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, the show is with Adrian from michaelkohlhaas.org, who is going to talk to us about what did he call it? He records-based activism. So yeah, we're going to talk to him about how to get records, request records, what's needed, and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm excited about that show. I was just really depressed and pissed off when it didn't happen. The technical difficulties. So hopefully we'll get through the day without any more of them.
People's Radio United.
You like that?
Yeah. It's kind of the plan. Okay, now everything works. Now what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, there's a lot to talk about. First off, like I was telling you, let's just gripe about this. Maybe we can just, the St. Paul Principles. I know the St. Paul Principles. But I think a lot of people out there don't know the St. Paul Principles. It's like basically 4 rules that activists should really pay attention to, and I would say they should live by them when they're on the streets doing activist related stuff. And even, anytime activism is involved. So yeah, I mean, it's just because, as you know, I was complaining the last time I was out there because there was this huge fight in front of the police, which makes people look weak. And that really pissed me the hell off and upset me. I mean, you just do this whole protest, and then you walk right across the street and get into it in front of the police, and the police is laughing at the people and stuff. It's just really bad for optics. So let me just go over the St. Paul Principles real quick for anybody who doesn't know. And I'm going to link, we did a show with one of the people that, Michelle Gross, was one of the people that wrote the St. Paul Principles. And she talks about why they wrote them and how they wrote them and what was going on at the time during this Republican National Convention in their city. So I'm going to post that either tonight or tomorrow. It's just a clip. We have it on YouTube now, but I'll find it and I'll post it so people can hear it from the author herself, one of the authors herself, you know. But I'm going to go over it real quick. And Glenn, you can jump in anytime if you think of anything I'm not doing right here. Okay. So the first principle is our solidarity will be based on respect for a diversity of tactics and the plans of other groups. So that's pretty self-explanatory. It just means respect each other. If you're an anarchist or a black bloc cat, and you got the Democrats out there, and you got all these peaceful people here, and then you got these other people that want to start some stuff. Everyone's activism is valid. The difference is you don't want them all happening at the same time. So well, that's not even where I'm at yet. Sorry. I need more weed, Glenn. As you know, I am still working on that.
Well, what I add to that,
the diversity of tactics means you respect all those people and you're one with them. Like, you might not be there, you know what I mean? You might not be there, but you're going to support them in spirit. You might say, I don't want to get into it with the police. I don't want to get gassed. I'm going to leave. But you're still supporting the cats that's out there fighting for everyone's rights. And you respect them and you support them, and they do the same for you. If you're just a person who wants to hold a sign and sing a song and then go home, don't bitch when the police tape gets ripped off. Just leave. And for the cats that want to rip down the police tape and get into it, that's fine. I love it. You know I love it. I be out there. But don't do it while these cats is doing their little peaceful thing with the kids. Let that end. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But respect it. And that's where number 2 comes in. Hang on, I'm looking for it right now. The actions and tactics used will be organized to maintain a separation of time and space. So yeah, this is the thing. Like, everything's not organized. Some things just jump off, right? But keep it away. Like I said before, people were getting into a police and leading them toward homeless encampments, and I wasn't having it, and that started a problem. You know, like that kind of stuff. Keep it away from people that aren't involved, you know, especially people that don't have a choice. They can't leave. They live there. Keep it away from them. That's the one thing. And the other thing is, if you can, make sure your march, your protest, whatever actions y'all gonna do is separate from the other people that aren't with that. Whatever it is. You know, turned up to 10 or volume 11 or volume -3, whatever. Separate time and space. Respect each other and have a separate time and space. So, did that make sense how I said it? I know I'm all over the place, Glenn, but I'm always all over the place, so.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's very simple. I mean, there's a million metaphors for this. I mean, if you've got a problem with somebody down the street, then you shouldn't take your party of 5 there where there's a party of 20, piss them off, and then run back to your place and be shocked when those 20 plus show up at your fucking place. You know? I mean, you can't bring the opposition home. Doesn't make any sense. And especially to people that aren't ready and aren't equipped. It's like starting a fight and then deciding to have it out at the playground.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm really bad. I'm getting better now. I'm a lot more respectful than I used to be. Like, sometimes I'll just leave or walk away. But, you know, I used to go with it. Yeah, I'm there to get into it with pigs and try to run off Nazis. I'm not really there to sing or to do all this. You know, I love the speeches. Some of these people are powerful, but sometimes it's just not what I want to do, is sit and listen to speeches all day if we're surrounded by cops and stuff. I want to go talk shit to the police. I want to check a bus driver for working with the police and loading people on the bus when they arrest them. I want to do, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I just want to get in people's faces and make them think about what they're doing. But that, you know, I've had a lot of things. Oh, don't be so violent. Stop that. You know, I'd be why. But lately, I've been more like, people be like, don't say that. Don't treat the police like that. And I'll be like, I'm going to keep doing that. I don't care if you're related to a cop or not. But I won't do it right here in front of you right now. Because it's making y'all uncomfortable or something, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whatever the BS reason you're giving me is, I'll just leave it alone and go do it elsewhere. It's a big street. There's a lot of police. There's some on the other side, whatever. But now here's number 3 comes in. There's 4 of these. So let's just recap real quick. Number 1, our solidarity will be based on respect for our diversity of tactics and the plans of other groups. Number 2, the actions and tactics used will be organized to maintain a separation of time or space. So yeah, do things in different areas. If y'all ain't agreeing on the tactics, now here it comes in when you ain't agreeing with other people that are on your side. Any debates or criticisms will stay internal to the movement, avoiding any public or media denunciations of fellow activists and events. So yeah, like the last time when all these little, what they were calling them, anarchids, were out there fighting each other in front of the police. They just had done a nice protest, and then they go across the street and the police are laughing and enjoying the huge argument and almost fist fights going on, people threatening to shoot each other. Take that shit somewhere else. Take it in out of the public, you know? Don't do that right there. It makes you look weak. It makes you look pathetic. And that's the same thing for online stuff. Remember Anonymous? Everybody like, oh, they a cop, they a snitch, they this, they that, they working with the feds. As soon as they didn't like somebody, that's BS. So, you know, don't put your drama, disputes, disagreements public. Keep them private. There's no reason for that. I've seen people arguing over who was going to lead with the megaphone before. You know how crappy and weak that looks? And that pissed a lot of people off. It was for Ezo Ford, I remember that. And that's when Matt Capone was still alive in them. And we just walked across the street and did our own thing. Ripped down police tape. They was mad about that. This one guy wanted to lead them one way. One guy wanted to lead them the other way. Who cares? Why does that, you know? That stuff should happen behind the scenes somewhere. You want to argue something out or fist fight with people that's on your side, don't do it in public. Don't go to the media with it. Definitely don't go to the media with it. And keep it off cameras, because the enemy's going to try to use that. Look how weak these people are. Look how this and that. The police will straight up use it to get you know, let's go talk to this person. They're disgruntled right now. Maybe we can use them to get some info. Now you're a snitch.
Well, yeah. I mean, I totally agree with number 3, but you can completely avoid number 3 by having a fucking plan before you get there.
That's true, but you don't always know. There are agitators that come in that are on quote unquote the same side, and I mean, this is the thing. A lot of people want the same things, but have different ideas about how to get it. You see what I'm saying? Like some people think if you go lay down in the street and get cuffed up and go to jail enough times, freedom will hear. Other people believe you got to tear shit down to rebuild some new shit. That's kind of where I lie. Then you got other people that be like, well, we can just talk it out, you know, and that's whatever. I don't agree with that. I don't think you could just sit and talk to police and Nazis and fascists and it'll all get better in the future, because they'll see the error of their ways. They know the error of their ways. They don't care. They like it the way it is. But that's separate. Here's the thing. People, when people are fighting, it's always, man, in the anonymous days, it looks so weak. Hackers be going after each other, taking people's accounts down, calling people all kinds of this and that. You should never, ever, 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 ever publicly say this person is doing this or that or whatever. Talk to them separate. Work it out with the group separate, privately, in the background. Unless that person's a danger to other people. Like, you probably remember a certain person straight up called me on the phone. I had paid to send them to a protest. A bunch of cops got killed at the protest. I told them don't take a gun. They took a gun. They weren't involved in the cops getting killed, but now they get arrested with a gun at the protest where 5 cops got killed or something that day, or shot or whatever it was. And they talking to me on the phone, talking about, oh, the cops are cool. They drove me home after I talked to them and blah, blah, blah. And now the feds are going to come and talk to me. What do they want to talk to you about? Just they asking me questions about Anonymous. I had to tell everybody. I had to put that public. Be careful. I told everybody in the background, and a lot of people decided this needs to be public information. This dude's blatantly told you he's going to talk to feds, and he's already talked to police. And it's not just about that protest, you know what I mean? So stuff like that, if people, you know, but we just like, don't mess with them no more. Be careful. It wasn't like, screw you with all the drama and this and that. And I told him ahead of time, like, I got to do this, man. You straight talking to the feds and the police. And you telling me, like they giving you rides home and buying you food. That's, what's up? You know? And everything's traced back to me about you being there. Yeah, whatever, man. But yeah, it's just, if you don't have to, if there's nobody's in danger, keep it private. That's how I would look at it. Should we move to number 4?
Yep.
Yeah, we should have done the 14 tenets. We could do them this way, just as sloppily as we're doing these. All right. Or I am, not you, Glenn. You never do anything sloppily. All right, here we go. Number 4, we oppose any state repression of dissent, including surveillance, infiltration, disruption, and violence. We agree not to assist law enforcement actions against activists and others. So that's your don't snitch kind of thing, right? And even more than that, I've been to protests before where things were happening in different parts of the city and different people were there. And one lady just decided she wanted to show the cops all the video she's been taking throughout the day on her cell phone and hands it over to the police. Look through all my files. Yo, I can't be dealing with her anymore. I didn't blow her up. I just was like, nope. Don't trust her. Keep this mask on. You know what I mean? And she was harmed. She didn't mean harm. She was just
stupid.
The police are great. Why would we be against the police? We're here to protest the government.
Yeah, because they're so different.
Yeah, they're so different. And yeah, and don't thank cops. Don't take water from cops. Bring your own damn water. There's water out there. They always be like, who's the leader? Where are you guys going? What's the plan? Don't tell them none of that. It's none of their business. Y'all shouldn't even have permitted protests. That's ridiculous. Police leading your protest. Somebody get in a fight and you start pointing to your enemy. Oh, police, look what they did. Stomp them out. Man. And then cheer when the police take them. Thank you. At least you did something. That don't make no sense to me. Never. I've been to protests where people hugging cops, thanking them for their service. That's a real bad look.
That's not a protest.
Well, it was that. You know which one it was? When they did it the most was that gun violence one a couple years ago. I don't remember what it was. They had, a snazzy Democratic title on it. It was Pat, man. And another day, the people could have taken the streets and just got everything we wanted, but everybody was like, no. Let's be peaceful and loving and hug cops. And right around the corner, there was trucks full of sheriffs with zip ties and nets and riot guns, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's your fucking Soros checks.
Soros checks. Someone told me the other day that I'm getting money from Soros and didn't even know it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Where do you think the activism money you make comes from? I'm like, what money? What activism money? I think they assume that since I'm out there filming, I must be getting paid to be there.
Well, no, I've had to invoke this lately a lot where I live in the politics. And it's the simple issue of a thief thinks everyone steals. A pathological liar thinks everyone is lying all the time. It's just inherent. So when these people come to you and say, oh, you're trying to cause shit and you're getting paid for it, well, guess what the people they know do? And guess which side they're on?
This was this was not one of my people or even our people. This was like a more conservative leaning person, but
exactly
not a but not like to the Trump. Like, it's one of those people that's like, oh, I'll consider myself a conservative, but I like a lot of things you like. I just don't like the Democrats. I don't like the Democrats either. Why do you like the Republicans? Well, they're just more fiscally. No, they're not. Whatever. But you know what I mean?
That's bullshit. I mean, either you're that fucking dumb, or, again, I mean, it's been proven time and time again, this side of the border, people.
Well, she wasn't dumb. She's just ill-informed. Is that the way I see it?
People who accuse others of certain practices. Wait a couple years, it turns out, hey, guess what? They're the ones who were doing it all along. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's obvious. If you think people on social media and independent media are doing this for the money, wow, you're either completely fucking clueless or you're being promoted to put that out there. One or the other. I only have two positions on that. You're a fucking moron, or you're making something off it.
I mean, there's a lot of cats out there, I think, that are monetized or whatever, and that's whatever. That's cool, but they're not getting checks for this. They're getting advertising off whatever or however they're doing it. I don't know. I don't care. I don't do that. That's just my personal opinion. And like I said on a couple shows ago with William from Film the Police, I don't care what other people do. That's great. Support them people. But if you see an ad on our shit, fast forward. We ain't getting the money. We don't want the money. It's because YouTube puts it there because of some copyright shit or something. But, I mean, if Soros wants to pay me, I'm out there anyway. I'll gladly take his millions of dollars or whatever. Last year we were saying we're waiting on our Soros check. I think I'm peaking a little. Sorry if that's the case.
Yeah, not to me.
Oh, I just looked at the chat. Judith Poe is in the chat. Hi, Judith.
Yeah, welcome to absolutely no topic this week.
Yeah, I mean
weekly.
I think no topic is still a topic. Well, there's some philosophizing for you.
It's an anti-topic.
Yeah. Well, so here's another topic: the Wii Spa. 2 weeks ago, did we get? Wait, just real quick. We got through all the 4 St. Paul principles. The reason I brought those up is because I'm hoping to go this Saturday to the second round 2 of the Wii Spa thing. I didn't know it was going to be a big deal before. I thought it was going to be like 10 fascists out there singing God Bless America and a bunch of people run them out. But they stabbed some people. They beat some people. They pulled guns on some people or tasers or whatever it was. I don't know. Either way. So it became a big ordeal. So now I'm going to go this Saturday, and I'm just hoping that the people on our side, the people that want the same thing, to protect other people's rights, you know, the people that don't like bigotry and hatred of any kind, the people that are kind of like live and let live, we'll be united, you know. Because I don't know, I wasn't out there, but I was hearing there was some people supposedly anarchists or anti-fascists or whatever that was still being kind of bigoted toward groups of people they weren't with. And if that's the case, just get on the other side. Jump on with the QAnons and the bigots and the Trump supporters, because what's the difference? If you're trying to take anybody's rights, anyone's freedoms, that's not bothering. I mean, nobody's being bothered by somebody going into one restroom or another. It's just not happening.
Yeah, but I think the bigger picture, and it's something that's evolving all the time, is these people who are just simply, they refuse to even consider any sort of protest that is 100% non-aggression. We're running out of time for that shit. And, you know, I didn't stand up for Group X because I wasn't one of them. Everybody knows how that story goes. And the time for neutrality is coming to an end.
I think that's gonna. I think what you're saying right there is even gonna be even more on the next thing we're gonna bring up after this too. Like it spans a long, like, because after this we'll probably talk about what's going on with the homeless people here. And yeah, people, if it doesn't concern them, they don't care. And then, you know, next thing is going to concern you, and who's going to care? Come on, y'all. Get with it.
It's one thing to check out because you think it doesn't concern you. It's another thing to dictate or pass judgment on how others protest. Fuck that. If you're here, you're here. It's like going to a baseball game. You don't know what's going to happen, who's, you know.
But
that's
you bring a bat just in case.
Yeah, but that's why they play the game. We don't know. So if you give a shit enough to get involved, to stand for something, if you're going to make it conditional on how others demonstrate their opposition to that principle, then you're not really protesting anything. You just have a stick up your ass about something. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to make sure I'm not peaking. I think I was peaking before. So sorry to everyone listening if I was peaking. And sorry if I got too low now. I'm trying to get this right. Everything got screwed up.
Well, okay. It sounds fine to me on this end.
Yeah, I can't trust the Spreaker levels. Anyway, I know we owe everybody a behind the scenes couple of minutes every show, but we already did that today. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to be in that group, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, I'm not houseless right now. But why wouldn't I stand up for their rights, for people that have a hard time being able to stand up and represent themselves? Because society doesn't care what they have to say. So somebody has to say it for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gay. I'm not trans, but I have friends that are. Just like I have friends that are houseless. Just like I have friends that are pretty much every race you can imagine. So yeah, if somebody's harassing that group, then I take it personally. Whatever group it is. Like, no. Live and let live. People ain't bothering you, man. I think I said this on one of the last, a show or two ago. Like, I don't think these people know what they're really asking for. When they want, what do they say? The gender you're born with is the restroom you should use. I might have said this before, but I know a trans man. I mean, we hear a lot about trans women all the time. This is a trans man. So now when he goes into the woman's restroom with a beard, I'm serious. I mean, you know?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? They're going to come out screaming, and then it's going to be you. That's what you asked for. Because normally he would go into the men's restroom.
Yeah,
I would assume. I'm just guessing. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not putting no one's name out there or anything, but I'm saying now you're going to have this hairy dude walking into the women's restroom because that's his gender of birth restroom, correct? That's what they're trying to do. It's not going to work out the way they think it is. And then you're putting these women endanger having to go to the men's restroom. Because there are some creepy people out there that will rape somebody. I mean, or do something horrible or kill somebody, as somebody brought up when I said rape before. It's just... Go ahead, sorry.
You got it wrong. This is working out the way they want it. This is all about outing people. That's all it is. It's not
really?
It's not about assignment and following the rules. It's because of what you're actually talking about. A trans man who has taken the appearance of a man but hasn't completed the transition, by forcing them to go to a women's restroom, you're outing him. That's all you're doing. There's no fucking purpose to it other than that.
That's true. That is true. I never thought of it like that.
And it's the same thing with trans women.
Yeah, it just endangers people, because then what if some woman's crazy ass husband or boyfriend or brother or friend just like, oh, this dude's up in the woman's bathroom, now we gonna fight, or I'm gonna shoot at him or something. How dare you? But that's what y'all was asking for.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. Who cares? Like, I've never seen people care so much about piss and shit in my life. Like, who cares, man? Let them do their thing and leave. Like, why are you even paying attention to who's around you? That's kind of the creepy part, honestly. Like, I don't go to the bathroom to do a genital check on everyone in the restroom with me. Like, do they belong here? That just seems creepy to me, I don't care who's in there. I'm there to do my thing, wash my hands. I'm really big on the wash my hands thing, and you do too. And then I leave. That's it. Like, the bathroom isn't a place I'm just going to chill in some public restroom, I kind of want to go in and out. Don't care who's in there.
Yeah, it's
sometimes if you're in a snazzy, bougie place, you'll have a towel person guy in there, and then you got to leave a tip to use the restroom, and that's garbage. I hate that, but whatever.
Yeah, and most of these fucking attendants now either have a wireless connection to security or they're armed. So that's a whole nother thing. But I mean, washrooms are a task-specific facility.
Exactly.
That's it. So, I mean, if you're going to get all worked up about what may be taking a dump 3 stalls from you, you got way too much free time on your hands.
I got an issue with somebody taking
nothing.
I got an issue with somebody taking kids to an all-naked adult spa anyway.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I mean, okay, so you had these little girls evidently that were in a naked spa with a bunch of naked women walking all around, right? That's all good. I just I don't know. It just blows my mind. Like, why are your kids even there?
Well, move to Holland, okay?
I mean, most yeah, I understand the nudity isn't such a big thing in most places of the world, but you got to understand, these people are at this spa with their kids, supposedly. I think the whole story was debunked already. I read a whole article about it. It was kind of just made up kind of thing. Like, maybe somebody was in there, maybe they weren't, but, they weren't wagging it in the kids' faces or anything, and they were probably just minding their business if they were even there. But yeah, there was no other. It was just this one woman's whole rant about it, basically, with nothing to back it up. So you're bringing children into an adult environment. Why do you do that? These are the kind of people, I don't know, man. It's just so random. And then they'll probably be the same ones talking about pedo wood and all this. I mean, yeah, there's terrible people that do want to do harm to children in your church, in Hollywood, in Washington, in a lot of schools, and probably some of your neighbors. I'm not saying everybody's I'm just saying they're all over. But I'm sure if you're taking your kids to an adult spa, where people are naked, you're putting them in more danger than if you just probably had them at home, right? Or in some place where it's for kids.
Well,
Because just men aren't the only people molesting children. Sorry to tell you, but it's just a sick person kind of thing, and sick people come in all races and genders and everything else.
well, again, this is an issue that can't be put into a 30-second soundbite, and you're going to be able to say, yeah, okay, I'm making my decision, and I'm right. It just don't work like that. And again, because of the environment we're in, where shit that's inflammatory gets hits, gets clicks, everything else, and the 15 minutes of fame syndrome for this Karen, I mean, these are things that simply are going to come and go through the cycle, and you're never going to know what really went on or what didn't go on or anything else. I mean, this is why I don't watch
But these
television
people
news
go
anymore.
But these people go to do violence to people, man. Like, oh, let's go attack some trans people or gay people or whatever else, black people, Latino people, Asian people, whatever people, an opposite religion. Let's go attack Muslims. Let's go attack Christians. Let's go attack Jews, whatever. You got people out there trying to do harm, man, for some BS reasons. Just because someone's different than them and they don't want that person to have equal rights or whatever, or they think that person shouldn't exist, they're going to go crazy and try to do harm to these people. And what happens? Other people got to stand up and protect. They got to say, no, it's not just you against the whole world. It's the whole world against these fascist bigots or whatever they are trying to, take and hurt other people and belittle and demean other people. For whatever reason, man. If someone's whatever situation and there's people that even hate disabled people. That's insane to me. Even more insane than anything else. People are sick, some of them, man, and they get this indoctrination that like these others are horrible. We have to stop it. They'll destroy our way of life. They'll destroy civilization.
Well, this is another thing, too. As you said before, there are people that have issues that are everywhere. You can't tell by looking at them, despite all the money being generated trying to teach people how to identify them. It just don't work like that. But the thing is now, just like there are certain people that want to do harm to other groups, that small subset is being tickled, is being poked, because, oh, look, there's a source. We'll help you find the people that for whatever fucking reason you want to do harm to. It's kind of a squeaky wheel gets the grease on the revenue end of things. You know what I mean? I mean, people are just so hungry for somewhere to take out their problems that they'll pay to be told where they can do it. Whether it's correct or not is another issue. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's funny how the city
Check the chat.
allows. You can't hear me or Glenn. That's weird. Hello.
That's what it means. That's what I mean. Can't hear what?
Well, if you guys can't hear us, then you can't hear what I'm saying right now, but we're just going to keep going, I guess. Celeb, are you still in the chat? And if so, can you hear us? Or I can just check right now, actually. Give me a second. See, Isn't this wondrous, people? You get to join us in a technical difficulty again.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up our website, peoplesradiounited.com. Hang on, this is...
People's Radio United.
It says we're live. I'm going to hit play. So let's see if we hear myself or you or whatever.
It's a feature, not a bug. Yeah, okay.
I hear us both.
Yeah. Okay, Celeb says
Yeah.
we're fine. So
Okay.
I don't know, Judith. It's your issue.
Yeah, I heard it fine. Maybe refresh your screen, refresh your browser and hit play. I'm just guessing. See, we don't just do a show. We do tech support too. We do everything. We do it all, Glenn.
Oh yeah, we do it all.
Yeah, full service show. We'll even smoke you out. We'll smoke for you. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I mean, I got to go back to this DSLR. It's all banged up from getting bashed by fascists so many times and cops pushing me with it. I like that 360 cam. I was trying to get one before Saturday, but it's not going to happen with shipping and all that stuff. So I'll be there out there with the DSLR again, which has a really good mic, so whatever. I'm just there to really mess with the pigs, and hopefully the fascists will be few and far between, and if they get violent, we can just end it real quick, you know. Because that's the thing. They take our wanting to them just to leave as violence. But it's just get the hell out of here. We don't want you, you know. We don't want the bigotry here. We don't want your BS.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why can't they just respect that?
Well, they don't respect much, and that's part of the issue.
And that's why they get their asses handed to them most of the time.
Yep.
Because especially here in California, there's so few of them. Even if 200 show up, they're outnumbered by thousands of people generally, because that would be a bigger thing. And do you know how much leniency they get? I've been there, man. I just want to knock them out. And these cats are just mobbing through the crowd of people, pushing people out the way, and people just push back a little. They get so much leniency, man. Because the thing is, this is what people say. I think just put them down, dude. Who cares? But everything's about media and showmanship nowadays, or whatever. That's how people are really out there for Instagram and Twitter and all that. And they're like, they probably making money. I don't know, but they out there, and they love to have these people coming through and doing stuff over and over and over and over and over again. But nobody, they're like, if we attack them, if you hit one of them and something happens, it'll make us look bad, and they'll look like the martyr and the victim. Who cares what they look like? They gonna look like they got their asses whooped and they ain't coming back. That's what I want them to look like. I mean, you know, I don't get it. All these people have been uplifted by the right-wing media, their alt-right media, the regular right-wing media, and the left-wing media, quote-unquote. Like, all these cats is fighting, the Jimmy Dores and the Young Turks and the Kyle, whatever his name is. All them cats, they've all gave Nazis a platform on their shit. Every single one of them. And they're like, how did they get a voice? How did they step up? How come they have some? Because y'all gave it to them. You got millions of people listening to your shit, and you letting them on there to quote unquote debate you. Then you go to the Comic-Con for politics and do debates for money on the stage with these people to get to promote your show and their show. How sick is that, man? We hate these people. We hate Tucker Carlson. Let's go debate Tucker Carlson and have a big poster up with him and me. And, you know, come on, man. It's just like a rap battle back in the day. Let's make some money. Let's battle. It's bullshit, dude. How'd you like that rant?
That's all right.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll just we'll see what happens, man, on Saturday. I just hope there's a lot of people opposing the hatred because it's just stupid, man. Now we're moving on to you want to move on to concentration camps and houseless people.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're forcing houseless people out. I'm hearing they're going to put them north of Los Angeles, which is what, Palmdale, Lancaster, in the desert where it's hot as hell, cold as hell in the winter, hot as hell in the summer. There's nothing around really. I don't know, man. That just seems like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, I'd be curious, since I don't know the history of the area. There wouldn't have happened to have been a Japanese internment camp up in those parts, would there?
I don't know. I know there was in Pomona. There was a lot of them. I don't know. I could probably look into that. But you know what there is now is some military-based stuff.
Oh, yeah. I know that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, still, this is the first thing I think of when I think about Southern California and this militarized effort to other people out of society. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And I don't know. From what I'm hearing, which, ain't a whole hell of a lot, this little battle between the LA County Sheriff's Department and the LA Council and people like Bonin is still going on with lots of words, but there ain't fucking nothing happening. I'm really curious what you think about this huge pot bust that the LA County Sheriff was severely involved in with other law enforcement agencies.
Yeah.
And them screaming cartel, 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 cartel. Isn't this just an Arizona tactic, for Christ's sake?
And the price was way inflated.
Oh,
What they said it was worth, and I'm sure the weight was. That's what I was responding with when it happened. Like when they got the homie, they weighed the pots and the soil in them, everything. Even some equipment got thrown up there. He had to go to court to get that whole thing kind of thrown out with some of that stuff and, try to get the weight down. And this wasn't a major thing either. This was just a smaller, whatever. But yeah, dude, they're taking medicine from people, first of all. Think about that. It keeps people calm, helps people with arthritis, glaucoma, stress, PTSD, so many things, man. And so they're taking people's medicine. But yeah, then they cheer about, isn't the majority of people in the United States, in pretty much every poll I've ever seen, just get it over with and legalize weed, move it to another schedule where it could be legal federally or whatever. So, what does that really make you look like? We took a bunch of medicine that people like off the streets. Harmless medicine. So now your prices are probably going to go up because some idiots are going to start saying, oh, well, because of that, it has to be more money, right?
Yeah, it's going to be higher price, less availability, less choice. I see this shit coming out of Southern California. And again, guess who's in charge and who's the spokes? I just see this as them trying to somehow, this is the foundation of them making a connection between what Villanueva is trying to do inside of the city of Los Angeles with houseless people, and then this bust, which they say is cartels, whatever the fuck that means these days. especially to this guy.
Oh, it was MS-13. Yeah. Oh, man.
And there's going to be a connection somewhere down the road, either for where they're going to try and ship the people from Venice, but there's going to be a connection. And plus, it's the big PR angle. Like, see, look what a good police department I run. Look what we did. We took out all this money from, quote unquote, the cartel. You know, he's trying to play both sides of the coin at the same time. And the other thing this reminds me of, this is exactly the way shit worked on Sons of Anarchy.
I don't know. Go ahead.
People are growing that aren't giving us our kickback. Well, they're going down. And that's that. And the other people who didn't get touched, who are black market, who are paying their protection money, are laughing all the way to the bank because they're bigger, they make way more money, and they're paying to stay invisible. That's all this is. I mean, this is just localized DEA bullshit.
I mean, the thing is, they got these people are okay. These people are not. These people pay us the money. These people signed all the paperwork, and they were a good little. And it was a waiting list and stuff, man. Everybody, they only have so many spots.
Yep.
So what are other people supposed to do? You know, these people are charging the most money and charging taxes, and you're walking out of there with $50, $70 rates.
Yeah.
Of some decent but not awesome weed, when you can go elsewhere and get for that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just it's ridiculous, man. They need to just take it off the federal, make it legal federally.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty clear now, or it should be to anybody in LA County, that Villanueva is running a class war. He thinks that's his fucking job.
I mean, they're decriminalizing psychedelics like shrooms too here. Hopefully that's going to keep moving forward. I think Canada's doing the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they are legal.
Oh, they're totally legal there. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. They're exactly the same as marijuana in Canada now.
They should be like that here. They help so many people, man. It really, really helps.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't need them, don't take them. If you don't want them, don't take them. But that's just like back to the whole Wee Spa thing.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's forcing you to go and date a trans person or to even be their friend. You know, just mind your business, do what you do. But I'm going to say it does benefit everybody to you know, talk to all kinds of people. You know, learn about them. Like there's people that say, oh, I don't know any Native people. Talk to some. They're all online. You could find some Native people to talk to. Just get to know them. And then people start to see people are people. You know what I mean? A lot of people want the same things I do. I just have a screwed up way of because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that even the racist person wants the same. They just want it for them only and not for other people. Exactly. But you know what I mean? People want to, you know, I don't know, man. It just seems like if you could just start seeing everyone as human, just like you, nobody's different, and put yourself in the shoes like nothing, no one's being hurt, nobody's being harmed. And I don't care if your property value or whatever is harmed. I don't care. But, you know, it's just because people are like, oh, I love black people, but the property value when they move, that's disgusting.
Yeah, well, I'm not aware of any time in the history of man when value of real estate has been fucking guaranteed. So
yeah, but you hear that from people a lot.
Yeah, well, it's bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit.
Is. Well, I mean, it might not be as far as property, but who cares? Change that.
No, I mean,
If that's the way it works, then change it. Your property value goes down because you're a rider. You be like, I don't care. I'm not going to violate someone's rights and say someone's any less than anybody else because of some goddamn property value.
For all the people that have had property and gotten fucked over, and its value is brought down to next to nothing, and somebody who already has more property than, pretty much anybody else gets to buy it for next to nothing. For as long as that's been allowed to go on and nothing's happened, and these idiots think that this is an issue, you guys are nuts.
They bitch about black people moving in and sometimes Latino people moving in. Oh, we'll bring down the value of the neighborhood and this and that. I've literally heard people say that.
But it's bullshit.
It is, but here's what I'm saying, though. How come they're not like, oh, when the trailer park with all the poor white people and the tweakers move in, our property value will go down? I never hear them say that part, though.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's the problem.
It's just cover.
So you need to look at everybody like you look at yourself. You need to say these people are the same as me. Whatever people. All people. If people are living their lives and they ain't hurting nobody, then support them. Or at least tolerate and let them exist without being harassed and bothered and attacked. Because every decade or two, they pick a new group or two or three, and those groups get attacked. Constantly, relentlessly.
Yeah,
and it's funny how they're always involved somehow with socialism or communism, these groups. like Martin Luther King Jr., commie. Oh wait, they didn't say that, did they? Yeah, they did.
Well, yeah.
It's the same script, just new names put in, new places and new groups put in, switched out for this or that, man. And I don't know, man. I'm just like, I had to argue with my homie about that. It was just like, I was saying you should come out there and support people on Saturday, right? I said, roll out there, just, let's go out there. And he's like, that ain't my thing. I'm like, what ain't your thing? Protecting people? No, that's just not my thing. That's just a new thing. People ain't born like that or something, he was saying. I said, it's not a new thing. I said, this has been going on as long as time. Maybe people don't have surgeries or whatever, but people definitely believe they were born in the wrong body and acted accordingly. And, yeah, he probably still not going to go, but at least I gave him something to think about. It's not like something that happened in the last 10 years. It's just, it's one of those things, like, who cares what other people... Why are you the monitor of everybody else? Why are you that important?
Because they're scared.
Of what?
Change.
People being happy and living their lives.
Change. They're scared of competition. They're scared of the reality of the world they live in more than anything else. That's what they're scared of. They're scared of reality.
I guess that just seems like their own issues and their own insecurities, and they need to deal with it. Don't take it out on others because you're a loser. I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Everybody should be scared of the tyranny that is being legislated in the United States at a state level.
I'm terrified about what's going to happen. I keep patrolling. I just know. I'm worried that one of these days I'm going to hit more of these spots. They're going to be gone. They still have a fence up. There's a golf course called Penmar Park Golf Course or something. I think that's what it's called. And there was people living on one side of the fence, kind of by the street side, like in between the street and the golf course, there was a fence. And they had their tents up again. There was a whole community there. The cops raided it, kicked everyone out. Then they put a fence out that goes to the street now. So now if you want to walk down that side of the street, you have to walk in the street where there's cars because they have a giant fence around the other fence, so homeless people can't lean on that first fence.
Ridiculous.
Man, the lengths they go to.
Yeah.
They got a car parked out in front of what is that place? Walgreens in Marina Del Rey on Lincoln and Washington. There's a Walgreens. It was kind of funny because they got a cop car parked out there for a while now. It's one of those, like, you know, let's park a cop car so people will think cops are around. But if it's been there 2 days now, pretty much anybody else knows they're not around, right? So yeah, I was in there when some dude was robbing the place with the cop car sitting out front. That was pretty, not robbing like a gunpoint. He went in and he had like a whole cart full of stuff, right? So he starts putting it in the bags at the self-checkout, and he just walks out with it, and the security chased him, and he ran across the parking lot, and his girlfriend was in the car, and they just literally sat there and laughed at the security guard while she kept yelling at him, "Bring that back, stop." And then they chilled in the car for a while, smoked a bowl, and then left. It was like the most crazy thing. The girl's just like, ha, 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 ha. And he's like, and I'm sitting there in the middle, like just getting out my car to go into the Walgreens. I seen a, you know what I mean? I was like, and the security's standing there. I'm like, what is she doing? She's like halfway in the parking lot, halfway out. And she's not doing anything. She's just standing there looking at him like, ooh, you. And there's a cop car right there, and it's all dusty, and it's been there a few days. It's an older cop car with no front plates.
So they just rent these things out, or what?
I think the cops just drop them off if there's a crime area and it's only at businesses. They do it at 7-Elevens. They do it at churches. They do it. Yeah, it's pretty weird. They do it at synagogues. They don't ever do it at mosques.
Well,
because
there's no way it's free. It just doesn't sound like this is free.
Well, nothing with the police is free. Our tax dollars pay for it.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds to me like if it's only in front of basically franchises or churches, somebody's making a phone call and somebody's getting greased.
I don't know. They've done this a long time. Maybe that's the case, but I don't know. I wonder if I can get to put a cop car in front of my house. I'm going to pick the coldest night of winter to do it because it's going to be a fire. No, but it was just funny. Dude looked like a little hippie with he looked like one of the Brady Bunch or something. He ran out of there like, and then I don't know. I was thinking about the them cats. Yeah, just like what the hell? It's just this weird, man. Like a cop car sitting out there, security standing out there, and he just runs out, little goofy ass, and then sits in the car and chills. I like it.
That pretty much just finishes it off. I mean,
well, I went to another place and I was wondering, why did I just pay? I was at the what was it, a CVS on kind of down the block from there a little ways, and there was literally 2 people working in there, one way in the back and one in the front. And the dude in the front had like a line of people. I was like, dang, I could just walk out with all this stuff. Why did I just pay for it? I went to the self-checkout. But yeah, it was just, I don't think they can get staff right now. Nobody wants to work for your garbage wages. Nobody wants to have no benefits, no nothing. Just slave away and not even be able to afford rent, basically. Who wants that? I think people are tired of living like that. That should never happen.
Well, that's just it. I think that's one of the things that is really going to change after this circus pandemic is somewhat considered over, which ain't yet. But people have seen, a lot of people that have never been in this situation before now have found themselves to be basically have no worth, none, be in debt. So yeah, things are going to change. And people are going to say, you know what? My time is fucking worth more than this. And it's about time. You know, it always sucks when the boot is on the throat and people will take whatever they can get. Well, it seems like a lot more people have changed their mind on that after this pandemic. And now they're like, no, fuck you. And people are starting to figure it out. If nobody takes the jobs, it's the fucking business who pays.
I noticed some of these fast food places are talking about automating really fast.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a couple articles about that at different, maybe it was the same one, I don't know. But anyway.
And then the next step is to not go to those automated fast food restaurants. And the fucking franchise owner can stick it up his ass.
Yep. You got to, you just got to, or just give people a UBI. Automate everything.
Well, you know, I mean, people have been saying a lot this week. I mean, you know what, $1,200 for a fucking year? And then you got these billionaire asshats going to space?
I hope they blow up like that space shuttle they launched a long time ago. Boom.
And they have all this money, and that's why they get to do it, but yet they're still getting a lot of money from the government to do it. Why? Fuck these people.
Because billionaires, that's what happens. They're like banks, right? Too big to fail. I remember some guy said that. Some presidential genius.
But even with human nature, something like Deutsche Bank or basically the Fed, yeah, that's too big to fail. You can't just simply end the game, not without some severe issues being dealt with. But when it comes down to individuals, human nature says individuals can only, you know, stay in control for a certain amount of time. And I think if they keep this up with this, oh, we have so much money, we can fly to space and come back and have some champagne, and I don't have to do any fucking training or nothing, whatever, I got money. I don't think they're going to be getting the feels from the public that they think they're going to get.
But they got all the rich people lined up to go next, like all the celebrities, and that's going to get the, because for some reason, at least in this country, when one of these rich celebrities comes up, everybody acts like it's them. They're like, oh, wow, I've made it. It's really weird. Sure.
Yeah, that's the lottery mindset. But I think they're going to go too far. And of course, since all they know is cash and hubris, they're not going to know they went too far until they went too far. And it's out of the big money people out there. Branson, Bezos, fucking Facebook dickhead Zuckerberg. One of them's going to go down in the next few years, in my opinion. And one of them's going to have to pay. One of them's going to pay. And then the game will keep going if they have their way. You know, it's one of them's going to get sacrificed. And it's probably Branson, but, you know, that's fine with me. Whatever.
I think it's going to be the black one.
What
black
one?
That's who they'll choose to sacrifice.
What black one?
I don't know, Jay-Z. I mean, he runs the Illuminati, right? He's a billionaire.
Yeah, people keep saying fucking Ye is a billionaire, so if there's, okay, I'm down with that. He can go too.
I just really want him to have a space billionaire party, and it just doesn't work out. And like you said, they go too far. Run out of oxygen or something. Like all 3,000 of them go in a little space city and go out there together and never come back.
But I mean, every Bond type movie you've ever seen If there's some asshole who's so rich and pompous that they think they can just go out there and do this, they never make it back alive because the people behind them are scheming, and now we want to be in charge.
As long as they don't bring xenomorphs back, we're okay.
You know, it's almost like a Dr. Evil type situation. Can never trust anybody, but yet I guess it might draw some heat if one of these guys, you know, blows up.
Draw some heat. Yeah, it would if he blew up. The heat is on.
Maybe that's another thing that's possible now. With that type of fortune that those fucking people have, maybe you can pay enough money to guarantee your safety within your own organization. Sounds an awful lot like Stalin's NKVD to me, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, they're not normal people. They don't even live among normal people. They're minorities. That's who we need to start looking down on as far as minorities, as billionaires. They're the biggest minority group in the world. And everyone seems to be like, oh, look how great they are. They oppress everybody. They're thieves. They're murderers. They're rapists, some of them. They're terrible people. And they're hoarders. That's the worst part. They have a whole show they made, some stupid reality show about people hoarding things and shaming them. Why don't you shame these cats for hoarding all that money? Oh, because they pay your salary. Never mind.
No, that's true, actually. They hoard land. They hoard resources. They are hoarders.
Yeah. Big time. They're the worst kind of hoarders. You just can't think of hoarding as like having newspapers and videotapes stacked up in your house or whatever. It's
money
and things that money bought, like you said, land, resources,
art.
They're hoarding shelters that could be given to a whole bunch of people, so they wouldn't be houseless. But billionaires are hoarding that shit, literally.
I mean, I really don't understand why there aren't more owners of hotels, especially now in 2021. I'm sure they can find a level of government or multiple levels of government that are going to give them some money to, you know, do whatever they have to do to their facility, and then they could take the money that's starting to pop up in these programs to get people off the streets.
There's some doing that.
But I'm surprised there's not more, because
I think because they think there's going to be tourists and they're losing money from wealthy people. And then they're like, oh, well, the wealthy people don't want to stay if they have houseless. I mean, they're not houseless anymore if they're in a...
Yeah.
But then that's temporary too, man. Like, they give vouchers and they get like a month or two. They're almost guaranteed to stay there. Then what? They're right back out there.
Well, that's got to change. There's got to be, like I said, like we talked about last show, everybody's talking about all this process they want to put in. And then, okay, what happens when your 90 days is up and there's nobody even fucking assigned to your case, or they haven't even hired the person yet because they can't get the funding through council? Then you're back on the street. So it's fine to make all these fucking plans and processes, but if you're not going to put the money behind them, nothing's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. I seen this video out of New York. This dude, I don't know if he paid his subway fare or not, but they had an army of cops come in, tasers out already, walking up in the train, snatching the dude up. It's like, man, he didn't pay, what, $1 something? $2, $3, whatever it is. If it's $10, he didn't pay it. He's gonna get tased and beaten. Man, cops, like 8 cops just flooded the subway. Surrounded this dude. The one behind him had the taser. He couldn't wait to tase him. They already had him, and he's like, tase, tase, tase. He just wanted to tase the dude. These pigs are sick individuals.
Just out of curiosity, what race was the man?
He was African American, I believe.
Interesting.
Go figure.
Yeah, interesting. I sense a pattern.
You sense nothing.
Oh, okay.
Quit bringing your critical race theory into this show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's so silly, these people.
Well, actually, reading Twitter last night, I had a thought that I got a name for the next attempted right-wing network. Out of everything else that we've had so far, to go one step further, should be named Fashmax.
Fashmax.
Newsmax is not far enough.
Yeah,
Not
but it'll
far
be
enough.
like, no, Fashmax. We do news and fashion.
Not quite.
We do old-fashioned news. Oh man, they can hide it behind the word fashion or fasho. Oh man, I don't think, are we done? Like, we don't have anything else to talk about, do we?
I don't know, unless you want to bitch about something. I don't know.
I've done some bitching. I don't know. I was wondering if Judith was able to get back on. Who knows?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so. So, yeah, I guess that's it for today. I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. So, like, I don't know if I'll be live streaming or not. Like, if stuff's going on, just like the last time when stuff jumped off, if it was a big crowd of people and everybody kind of had phones and stuff, I would be filming still. And if there was less people and people were doing what they had to do, then the cameras would be up and there'd be no streams going. So that's how it'll work on Saturday too. Oh,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. I'm gonna try to get to the Justice for Mali on Sunday. I went last year. It was a march from the police station to the Trader Joe's where the pigs murdered her. And her brother's a cool dude, man. I go to he's always out there. I just think it's good to support people. You know, I feel like if your family was murdered by the police, I mean, he you know, it's kind of like he's out there because of that. Like, he could probably be just living a happier life, but his life was flipped upside down. Kind of like I brought her up a couple times in a couple weeks now, Erica Gardner.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have been, I mean, I don't know what she would have been. I'm just saying I doubt her activism would have been as fiery as it was and as effective as it was for a while she was alive if the pigs didn't murder her father. And I suspect she'd probably still be alive now if her pigs didn't murder her father. I think that's a lot of stress, and they were attacking her, and she had racists attacking her, and it was just constant, you know, death threats and whatever.
Well, that's another issue too. That, you know, nobody wants to talk about. You never hear any progress on it. I mean, look at all the young African American activists that popped up in the St. Louis area, and how many of them have ended up dead in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Way too many. Way too many. Doesn't make any sense.
Some dude they took and murdered him, and they don't have video cameras. They said it was some alternative police or so. I don't know. It's this whole crazy thing. Nobody knows what happened to him. They just know he's dead. He was a big activist, I believe, in New York, maybe. I could be wrong, but yeah, it was a while back. Like a couple months ago, it was pretty big news. It's a lot of activists are targeted by fascists and police and the state and other various entities. So that's why we got to keep each other safe and everybody look out for other people. And for real, like if you have houseless neighbors, keep an eye on them day and night. Make sure you know what's going on, because people are starting to disappear. And like before I worried I found some people I still haven't found. It's just, I don't want to come and then within a few months everybody's gone and we don't know where anybody is. That's scary. That's really scary.
And it's completely possible.
That's why I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
And you got people who will support it. You got people who, the only reason a lot of these people who were loving the concentration camps full of immigrants before are bitching about them now is because their enemy Biden is doing it. It's not their guy doing it.
Yep.
And it turns out a lot of the people that were bitching about it before, it was only because Trump was doing it. Now the Biden's doing it is totally cool. So you have all these people, blue MAGA, red MAGA, all cool with it. They're like, yeah, concentration camps for immigrants is awesome. And now you got these two groups of people that are kind of like, oh, those MAGAs hate homeless people. They want to get rid of them. And then the Democrats would be like, oh, but we just don't want them in front of our house. See, you're back to this thing again, our property value. That's all we're worried about. It's just not safe for the kids. It's not this or that, Well, how safe is it for the people without homes and their kids and their families and their pets? How safe do you think they are? Nobody seemed to think about that. It's just about, whatever.
Yeah, it's about me.
Yeah. And they're not going to care when they start this. If they go, oh, they cleaned it up so nice. I don't have to step over a tent. I don't have to look at this stuff. I don't have to be depressed. Well, you better hope you don't have to lose a job or get into a situation where you end up like that. Because wherever they at, you're going to end up there too. Or somebody you care about. Everybody's like, it'll never be me. It'll never be me. You know how many people out there probably said it'll never be me?
All of them, pretty much.
A whole lot of them. A whole lot of them, for sure. A lot of these people are just disgusting, man. So that's the thing. You're going to have Democrats and Republicans, the liberals and the conservatives that are going to be like, oh, yeah, my neighborhood's clean. It's all good now. I don't have to smell piss because we refuse to give people restrooms that we keep clean. I don't have to see trash all out in the street because we refuse to give people dumpsters they can use where we dump them every time, like we have at our homes. We don't even give them that basic stuff. They're dirty and smelly because we don't even give them a place to shower in most cases since the virus. Yeah, but once this is over in the future, or they don't care about it anymore, even if it's not over, all that will stop. People were fighting for years to get hand washing stations, man. A hand washing station, come on. And they're not everywhere. It's just better than it was. And a lot of them are broken and run down and they don't repair. Man, I don't want to get into it. I was reading a Twitter account complaining that these homeless people have it too good. They're tapping into our electricity and they're watching TV and enjoying themselves. They tapped into the water. They have working water. How dare them? Basically, that's what the account was saying. Like, so people are able to live with electricity and water and make their lives a little more comfortable. And imagine how dangerous it is getting that electricity tapping into a line. Maybe they're not paying, but they risk their life for it. I think they deserve it. These people are sick. I remember a long time ago, they have cell phones. It's an Obama phone. They're out there. They have cell phones and they're begging for money and they have a cell phone. What, you don't want them to have a way to communicate or call to get help or maybe find a job or whatever they need? An emergency arises, call an ambulance. They have cell phones. How dare them? Don't give them money. These people are just like that, man. You don't know. Maybe in Canada people are nicer. Over here, they're disgusting. I seen an account on Twitter. I can't find it anymore because everyone mass reported it, and I wish they didn't. It was some dude basically threatening to burn down places and claiming he did burn other encampments. I was trying to watch that account and see what was up, but everyone tagged FBI and police to a whole bunch of things until it was gone and reported it. I don't know. That's probably good, but at the same time, if it was real, it might be better to watch it and see what's happening. See if you can stop it. Since the police don't care, the people got to stop it.
Well, see, now this is, again, property value. This guy's going to burn something down and somebody's going to be out some money. So, that's a crime we may investigate. Because there's money involved.
They were fucking them up over needles. Oh, man, I just got a message. It's got a picture of these two, a black dude and a white dude. These are undercovers at the bridge messing with people. So this is down the block. They were fucking with them over needles. So they have these two. One looks like a plain clothes. They both look like plain clothes, but they got vests on. No masks. He's showing a police badge to the camera. Evidently the homie asked who he was. And, they're going through tents looking for needles, messing with people. Come on, man.
Ridiculous.
I mean, let's go to Beverly Hills or Bel Air. There's no one doing heroin over there. Can we just go through their houses and see if we find some needles and start messing with them?
Just pull over one of the Bentleys on the fucking road and search that.
You search it.
Fuck.
Bring the dogs.
Fuck.
Pull them out, cuff them,
right.
sit them on the curb. How come they don't do that, man? Like, I never see that. I mean, he's a 90-year-old white dude. Where'd he get that Bentley from? Or actually, over here, there's like a 16, 17-year-old white dude in a Ferrari. How come they don't pull him over? Where'd he get that from?
Sounds legit.
I know it's a Ferrari because everybody told me. It just looked like the cars I steal in Grand Theft Auto. So anyway, yeah. Do you got anything else, or you want to jump to sponsors?
No, I got nothing.
See, what we did today was the most awesome thing ever. Like, let's see CNN or Fox do that. Take no topics and turn it into the most amazing show in the history of the world. See how we did it?
Wow.
We rock. Hang on, I got to get the music up.
Okay.
There it is. Bring it down. Okay. Man, I'm smoking a bootleg Stizzy right now. And some Mac 1 wax.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the tree I'm not right now, I'm not smoking it, but I was earlier. It's Platinum OG still. And I got a video earlier. We had this I was calling it Cop Smacker because it's called Zsa Zsa Gabor. I just took some video that kept saying, look at the cop slapping joint. But yeah, I'll post those later. It's funny.
Interesting. Well, nothing extraordinary, nothing you ain't heard before. Something to be said for quantity. That's all I'll say about that. But Today's mixture is Gorilla Glue 4 and Durban Poison.
Nice. Yeah, you should really think next time you buy 25 pounds of one strain, Glenn.
Yeah,
like, do I really want this for the next year and a half? So yeah, thank you everyone for listening, especially Celeb and Judith Poe, especially Judith Poe. I hope you got to hear the whole show. That rhymed. So yeah, just real quick, Saturday, hopefully I'll be at the protest against the counter protest for the bigots at the Wee Spa. Sunday, I'm not for sure due to a work schedule kind of thing I got on Sundays. But I'm hoping I can go from, I think it's from 2 to 5, just for the march, you know. And then Monday, we're having Adrian back on for the first time. Hopefully everything technologically be working. And we're going to be talking about information and document-based activism. And probably the day after that, we'll be back together again, Glenn, maybe. And that's that. So cool. And we're going out now.